What is going on, everybody? This is Nick here at Y480, and we are playing NHL 16 Be a GM mode with our Edmonton Oilers in possibly the final year. Just a reminder, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, by the way, what the heck? 1,000 subs is right around the corner. That's amazing. But once we get there, we will be doing a new GM mode. And I was saying, like, okay, maybe once we get to 1,000, we could announce we're doing a new one. But then I was like, you know what? Screw it. Everybody go nuts in the comments. Tell me who you want to see next. I've been seeing a ton of Montreal. I've been seeing a ton of the Devils. I've been seeing a ton of Toronto. Who else? A few others. The Canucks. It ranging from playoff contenders to rebuilding teams to teams that just deserve a cup. New York Rangers was another good one. Tons of really good teams. And yeah, just let me know down below what you think. Going along with that, though, I wanted to show you guys real quick a really cool fan art from Great GM Hockey 2.0. Always killing it with the fan art. Here we go. Hashtag Oilers Nation. One more cup. Awesome. And check that out. It's got Draisaitl. I think that's Nurse over there. And then McDavid, obviously, the future of Les Oilers. So that's awesome. Alberta Pride right there. And, okay, so we are up here at the trade deadline. So check this out. We are one day before it, so all the teams that are sellers have their people up. All the teams that are buyers are looking to unload picks and prospects for the big rentals and stuff like that. We are one of the buyers. We are looking to buy in to a big gun and spend some money. We got $9 million cap space. So what are we gonna do? I had a lot of comments on this one. I think there were close to 80 or 90 comments on this video, the last one rather, and wow, thank you guys for all that. I need all the help I can get, so that's perfect. Tons of great long comments. Don't be afraid if your comment's long. I've seen a lot of people saying, I'm sorry for the long comment. That's awesome, because the more you can explain, the better. I've gotten a ton of really long ones. I love those. I especially like the ones where you guys let me know about the lines and everything. Oh, those are so good. So we saw that Minnesota is selling. They're selling their big contracts. Parise, Suter, they want him out. Everybody's saying, get Suter. He's got no trade value. That is very tempting. He's 92 overall. What the heck? That's insane. Justin Falk on the trade block for Carolina. He's got a pretty big price tag, but he's a good player, and he's going to be a free agent this year. So that's also pretty cool. But yeah, okay, let's look into some comments. So there's a ton of comments for those guys. There's a ton of comments for a fourth line defensive forward, especially because Glendening's doing well, but going into the playoffs, we need somebody to really hold it down defensively. There's a lot of minuses on the team, and I know that's one thing you guys are saying. Goalies are kind of an issue. Like, no one's complained about our goalies. They've just said, hey, this is why your team is mostly a minus. It's the goalies. You've got an 85 and an 84. And the 84 wants to be a starter. He's already mad about minutes. He's going to be stunted. That's Gillies. So Gillies, we might have to trade here just because I don't want to run with an 84 into the playoffs. It just doesn't make sense when we have a better goalie in Booth at 85. And he might jump up to an 86. Who knows? But I'm going to read a decently long comment here. Great comment from Ricky here. Pop up on the screen. Don't trade for any roster spots, all in capital letters. Most of your players are doing great, especially on the forward side. Example, Henrique and Bracco. Those guys are having great years. Plus, your defense is doing great too, and is only minus because of the goalies are bad. That's again, the goalie problem right there. You should sign Mrazek for 1 to 2 years. By the way, Peter Mrazek, who we dropped this year in favor of Booth and Gillies, is in free agency still. He's been holding out this whole time for a contract. He wants like $6 million. Sign Mrazek for 1 to 2 years, which should be enough time to allow Booth to grow. That's very true. Also, you can trade Gillies for a really good defensive fourth liner. This guy is encompassing all the things that most of the comments were talking about. Get the fourth liner, get rid of Gillies, sign Mrazek, stuff like that. Gillies is 26 and wants a starter role. He may get angry if he backs up Booth in the future. So that's totally true. We're not just thinking about this year, him possibly getting stunted and staying at an 84. But if we have to keep him for the let's look at his contract real quick. If we have to keep him, let me go to trade actually, for a longer time than just this year or through his whole contract or whatnot. it may actually be worse for us in the long run because he'll get angry and then not skaters. He'll get angry and then Booth, I don't know. Booth's going to be the starter. He's already doing better. So his contract, okay, he's only got 1 year remaining, so we could drop him after this year. But I think the biggest thing we could do is get rid of him, get rid of his cap hit, because he's going to get mad if we drop him down to free agent, or not to free agency, but down to the AHL. He'll probably get picked up, honestly, on waivers. He's going to get mad. So, I mean, he's got decent skills. Like, his reflex category is pretty good. It's honestly very good. And the rest is pretty average. There's some 90s in his athletic, and then his puck control isn't very good, but that's not a huge deal except for the rebound control. But yeah, I'm just leaning towards getting rid of Gillies altogether. It's kind of unconventional, but oh, by the way, thank you, Ricky, for that comment. That is pretty much what I was thinking. I even responded with, wow, this makes total sense, because that really does make sense. So actually, let's just do it right now. I have kind of pre-scouted a little bit. So who are we going to get rid of? We're going to get rid of Gillies. I haven't simulated any trades. I just, before I turn the capture card on, I check it out and see if we can, if it would, be possible, and see who's available and stuff like that. But I don't simulate the actual trade. So I don't know if it actually is going to go through. You guys know I'm the worst. And who is the center we were going to trade? Oh, we're going by trade value, so it's not even this guy. So this guy, Lander, right here, he was a prospect of the future as a bottom 6 forward, but he never really panned out, and he's been kind of our, come on. Oh, I can't do it because I got to put a guy up here. We're not trading him to Anaheim, but I just want to, oh, look at the Nuge. So yeah, if you see here, he's at an 80 overall. He's got 82 defensive awareness, which we can't use in the bottom 6. I know we were kind of trying to go for a scoring bottom 6, but this guy is a 2A forward who has terrible defensive awareness. Decent face-offs, but he's a great player to be scratched. He can come in and play when there's injuries, stuff like that. People might claim him on waivers if we were to drop him, but for the most part, no. He is a draft pick of the Edmonton Oilers, which I feel bad trading away a draft pick before my time. You know what I mean? That's just the person who has been, the Detroit fan in me, who's been totally spoiled with people staying in Detroit their entire career. Datsuk, Zetterberg, Lidstrom, people like that. But yeah, he's got 1 year remaining. We can get rid of him. So that gives us that. So we're not trading him to Anaheim, just so you know. I did some pre-scouting. I looked at Carolina, looked at what the Falk trade would be. Now, if we did trade for Falk, people were saying maybe trade Lindholm, trade one of your defenders, your roster players, and then pick up Falk. That would make some sense, but then we wouldn't have nearly enough cap available because Falk wants 6 point something, almost 7 mil. Or that's what he's making. He's making like 6.5 mil. That would only give us 3 mil, and even if we did trade away, a 2 million or 2 to 4 million, whatever Lindholm is. Actually, let's check it out. Maybe it would work. I don't think we're gonna do it, but I'm just gonna check and see if it would work. Let's see what Lindholm is actually making. I don't really want to trade Lindholm though. Okay, 3.5. So yeah, if we cleared 3.5, we'd be just on the edge of that 6-ish mil. And because we almost have 10 mil available, so we might actually have it. But I think you guys are gonna like this. I think it's gonna work out. We're not gonna grab a Suter. We're not gonna grab a Falk. We'll wait for free agency for Falk. I would definitely like to sign him, but if we can get some players that are just good for this year, kind of as like rentals and stuff, and get rid of some bigger cap problems, we can potentially sign him. We'll somebody called me out on saying potentially a lot. And I had a good laugh about that because I do say that a lot. But it's all about the potential, baby. That's how I responded. Check this guy out. Okay, I had this guy in an off-camera GM mode that I did for the Rangers, and he gets so good if you crop him up right. We're not gonna really do that. He is got 1 year remaining, so we can re-sign him for around 2 mil probably. And he's got 16 assists, 7 goals. That's pretty good. But he's a third liner. He's got 89 defensive awareness though. That's the biggest thing. He skates really fast. He's got a decent shot. He's not really like an amazing playmaker. His passing's only 85. Faceoffs are good, stuff like that. I'm thinking third or fourth line center and having Glendening replace Lander as the scratched roster player. And then we go out, because he's only making $2 million. Then we go out, we get Mrazek, and then we've got a team. We've got a big team. Because I was thinking about, maybe we can sign Turris and put him on the fourth line because we don't care. We'll sign him 1 year. It doesn't matter. He'll drop to like an 82, but his faceoffs will still be like right around 80 or above. And his defensive awareness will stay pretty similar. But then I was like, well, this guy's a third liner here. We can get him. He's a prospect still, kind of like he's a top 640, still growing. That's what I meant. He's got good, puck skills. Like everywhere is pretty good. I remember his physical category being better, but that just could be because they're not letting him grow as much as he could. I got him up to like a 91 when I played him with the Rangers, and he was my first line center. So yeah, let's see if we can make this go through. Now, I was thinking Lander and Gillies. They don't want to give him away, but they want Gillies, and I thought they wanted Lander in my pre-scouting, but I guess they don't. So it's a little bit it's a little bit less realistic because I thought they wanted Lander as well. I'm just willing to give Lander up because he's a center, and Glendening will replace him. So center for center basically, and we could potentially bring up a defenseman to come in as a scratch spot because we will be turning injuries back on in the playoffs. But Gillies we need to get rid of and pick up Mrazek. Wenberg is an amazing player, and he will definitely be one of those guys we sign because, man, that defensive awareness. And, he could really be that shutdown guy on the third or fourth line. So maybe we can try to sneak in a pick here. I never want to get burned on these trades. So if they're like, whoa, this is awesome, we needed a goalie, like, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's try to see if we can get a fourth round out of it. I don't think we'd get a third round. That looks very dead even. They want to give the fourth round away. I wish they actually wanted Lander. I feel kind of bad about this trade because we are just kind of getting rid of Gillies and getting rid of Lander. And Wenberg is still kind of a prospect for them, still growing, and they don't want to get rid of him. But they do have a really good center core. So I'm not super. I mean, let's look at it. Oh yeah, we'll just do this. So let's go to centers real quick. I know I'm overthinking it, and I did kind of. Yeah, they've got these two guys right here. This Dubois guy is gonna grow. He's got really good. Oh yeah, he's gonna be good. He's already an 85, 21 years old. His defensive awareness is crap, but man, look at his wrist shot accuracy and power. Oh my God, he's gonna be good. What is he? 25 assists, 14 goals. I would have expected more goals, but not bad. All his offensive kind of categories are really high. So these are going to be their top two kind of guys. So Wenberg gets, he is a third liner, but he gets kind of shifted down to the third line. And then they have these two guys. I'm just going to try it. It's going to help our team. And if Wenberg can get up here, play in the third line, play in the fourth line, we're going to win a cup. Like, I know that is what was lacking last year. We just didn't have a good enough, because we have Henrique actually at third line. So with Wenberg on the fourth line, and we'll put him on like the first line penalty kill because he's got really good defensive awareness and good faceoffs. Okay, let's see if this goes through. Enough talking. Let's see if it goes through. Rejected, unwilling to part ways. Okay, I'm going to take the fourth rounder out. We might have to add in a pick. If they say they're totally unwilling, I might back off and we'll look for another one. But if we make it worthwhile, it could be worth it to them. So let's see if this goes through. Totally unwilling to do it. So they really don't want to get rid of Wenberg. Maybe I'll add in a pick because some of you guys are saying either picks you're not going to use or some prospects you're not going to use. Actually, we could look at skaters matching blocks, see if they want anybody. I'm just going to live talk this right now because this is a big one. This is a lot of ones you guys were talking about going for were these kind of trades that are just going to help really, really well defensively. Rupert's all the way up at an 87, by the way. We could do somebody like Jones, who a lot of people in the locker room actually don't like. But his shooting category is really good, so he might actually come up to the top 6 next year. when we have to, we're forced to make cuts on who we're going to sign. So, and his defensive awareness is actually pretty good. So no, I want to keep Jones. We might drop BWiiU or Clefbaum maybe. I don't know. Clefbaum's been doing pretty well. Okay, I don't want to get rid of Manberg. This Anderson defense guy might be pretty good as well. Yeah, he was that right-hander. He's got a really good shot. If he just gets the accuracy up, it's going to be awesome. Really fast, too. Okay, I don't want to give away him. Dang. I don't want to give away someone like Dano either. Yeah, then it kind of drops off. Who was the one guy I was kind of looking at? Korostelev. This guy's a top 9 forward, right-handed right-wing sniper. Already has a decent shot. Actually, I think this guy might have to stay. Dang, I don't want to give it. Okay, let's just do draft picks, because there's a lot of people. The reason I don't want to give a lot of these younger guys away is if we do another year next year, I really want to make sure that we're not screwed in the way of depth because of money. So yeah, they want this third. I'll give them the Vancouver one. That kind of heavily outweighs it. Let's give Mars, and then we can keep Vancouver. Yeah, that looks pretty good, and I think that would be a little more realistic because they want two things. I thought they wanted Lander, so I thought it was like gonna go through no matter what, even though they didn't want to give up Wenberg. So if this doesn't go through, we'll probably have to find another guy. I'll do it off camera. So let's see if it goes through. Yep, it went through. So it just says this is what we probably have to do. That's fine. Trade accepted. So let's see who's mad about Gillies. BWiiU, that's fine. And yeah, a few other people, but they'll be happy once we get oh yeah, let's go to. So here we are at the free agency screen. Petr Mrazek is obviously the best goalie here, and a lot of you guys are calling for him to come through here. Now, one of the things that I'm kind of concerned about is him just like holding out and not wanting to come. So we can give him I know no teams like want him, but one of the biggest things we've had trouble with is not getting the free agents when we need them, and this is like a big deal, right here. So I'm kind of like embarrassed if I'm doing this wrong, because I know a lot of you guys said the whole 85% rule, but I always get so scared of when offering free agents less than what they want. So I think I'm gonna do like 5.8. We're just doing it for 1 year. We'll do 5.85 actually, just to make sure we get them, and that will be that. So yeah, I think that's good. I don't think we need to make any more trades. Let's go ahead and look at our lines just to make sure. The Condors have some morale they want to talk about. I'm sure it's all about who got traded and whatnot, but we'll do that later. So, okay, let's go ahead and scratch Glenny. And remember, Glendening is actually like a minor, or actually a depth forward, so he's not going to get mad for being scratched, hopefully. And we'll put Wenberg on the penalty kill, and we'll do him instead. Like, okay, we'll do this because I want Dano to get some time. Bracco is playing on his actual line, so I'm not too worried about what he's doing. We'll put Wenberg there though, because he needs some time. I definitely want to grow him as well, because once we lose people like Henrique, once we lose people like Little, Wenberg is going to come up and be our second line center possibly. And there'll always be free agency, but it's nice to grow within the system. And then the 3-man PK is Draisaitl and McDavid. So I think that's good. Draisaitl, you see, is there. And then Bracco was right here because he has that really good shot, right? Yeah, he's got a really good shot. 94 wrist shot power with 85 accuracy. So he should get some good points there still. I think he's been having a pretty good year. And yeah, so that looks really good. Nobody lower than an 83 on the offense. That's awesome. I'd like McDavid to get back up to that 95 he was at last year. That was awesome. But this is a good team. So, okay, the moment of truth. We got to go through. We've got our line set. We're going to face off against Calgary this day. Let's see if Mrazek responds. Oh, God, I hate when it happens like this. Yeah, we got him. Okay, Petr Mrazek. Okay, he said it was most generous. So you guys were probably right. But that is all good. We got him. We did lose this game. We probably had whoever in the... Okay, they really want to talk to me now. Okay, so let's edit lines. Let's put... I'll show you guys. We're putting Mrazek in the net. Taking this guy out. Oh, God, is Mrazek down? Dang it. Mrazek, get back. I'll do it real quick, and I'll come back to you guys. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys real quick. This is your... Oh, shoot. What year is it? Year 5? I don't know what the actual year in the game is. I was about to say the year. This is your year 5 Edmonton Oilers going into, hopefully, the playoffs. Offense looks amazing. We didn't do anything defensively, but that was a big thing. What you guys said was, let's just run with it, you know? Let's just run with it, guys. So I'm looking for a big playoffs from Sean Day. Obviously, Clendening leading the team in points for defensemen. And then our top 6 holding it down here with good defense. So, and then last but certainly not least, Petr Mrazek makes his return as a free agent to the Edmonton Oilers. And, you know, he's got like a little bit worse reflexes than Gillies had, but everywhere else is a little more consistent. Remember when we had Petr Mrazek, he was just the most consistent goalie ever. He was always like 2.2 goals against and always like a .93 save percentage. He was always like that no matter what. So our team knew what to expect. $5.8 million for the remaining year. Potentially we can we can sign him again in the off season if we want to, and I think that's better than signing him to a 2-year, just because we'll know what our team's looking like and especially just what happens. So this team looks good. Without further ado, let's start rolling. Actually, there is a little bit more ado. Let's go to morale, because a lot of people want to talk to me, don't they? Taylor Hall, what's up, buddy? Not too thrilled about Lander. Oh, not even Gillies. Hard decision. I'm sorry, my friend. No effect. You won't regret trading for me. I'll prove you made the right call. Hell yeah, dude. I love it. 4th line center for real. Have to admit I've been underperforming. That's fine. And hope to join the list of successful free agent signings. You won't regret signing me. Hell yeah, my friend. Maybe shouldn't have paid you as much as I did, but I would be so embarrassed if I didn't get him. Okay, I'll consider some possible changes. I won't, though, because you're in the AHL. Sorry. All right. So let's just go through this last month or so and see what we can do. So what have you guys been up to? Please let me know what you want me to do for the next GM. Remember, at 1,000 subs. Okay, we got some losses going. Okay, there we go. Rebound. We're falling into our own. We got Mrazek in the net now. Let me know what you want for the next GM mode. Any other modes you want me to cover? NHL 17. How are you guys feeling about that? A lot of people have been asking me about it. I have not delved as deeply as I probably should have into it. But, oh man, does it look pretty fun. I know every year, you know, it's 1 or 2 things that get upgraded. But I'm hoping a lot of older modes come back. I know there's a lot more customization as well. Look at this. We're riding a little bit of a win streak, so I think we should just keep going. But yeah, I really like that you can do you can customize your jerseys in HUT now and all that stuff, and your ice and everything like that. That's really cool. So, you know, who knows if it'll be cool or if it's just another one of those years where it's like very small minor changes with not much real effort put in. So now we're kind of in a scary spot here. 40, 30, and 7. I'm going to go ahead and stop this simulation. Okay, we are still second in our division. LA has clinched a playoff spot, so it looks like if we get, you know, 3, maybe like 2 more wins, we might clinch. I don't know the exact math, but hopefully we can just overtake LA, because then we could just face one of the wild card guys. But I wouldn't be opposed to facing the Sharks. They have kind of had our number this year. I'm just going to go ahead and look. It's probably not a big enough sampling size. But let's just see. I just want to see if our power play is doing well, because we do have Bracco. Actually, how many goals for per game are we at? Why did I do that? There's Edmonton. So okay, we have the most in our division, so that's good. Goals against, not the lowest in the division, but it's one of It's like in the middle. It's actually in the bottom 3. And then power play percentage 21%. That's actually very good. That's like above average, so that's fine. Penalty kill could, it's like average, but it could be better. So maybe, I actually think we're okay. I think we're just kind of falling into our new team, and obviously it's going to be tough with a new goaltender. Let's just see. We do have one player meeting. Maybe there's 1 or 2 moves I could make. Oh, cool. Wenberg is actually pretty happy. Awesome, dude. Good job. Let's just look at our lines real quick and make sure there's not anything we could do to really boost it. Because one of the things I really like that you guys do is let me know lines going into the playoffs. Wenberg's excited about his ice time, but he's on the 4th line. How is he doing? 25 assists. So he's an assist machine, and he's a +2. Wenberg is a +7, and Dano's a +2. So this 4th line is a great shutdown line who's actually scoring decently enough. Now Henrique is a -7. Bracco is a -11. And Patan's a -3. So Bracco's defensive awareness is it's not that good. Wenberg is better. Oh no, it's not actually. Huh. I guess it's just Wenberg and Dano down here on the 4th line really helping out. But Henrique and I guess it's just Henrique here. I guess, the 3rd line will allow it, but they're more of a scoring 3rd line than anything. I don't, we could put Wenberg up here. You guys let me know. We'll ride out the rest of the season like this because I think we're doing okay. Defense, we can't really do tons about. We could put Day up on the 1st line or Lindholm or something. Maybe Day and Nurse would be kind of cool. But you guys let me know on that because that's kind of a mystery to me right now. And then Booth, getting his backup time, he'll grow for next year. So, okay, let's do the rest of the season. I think either way, I think our division isn't that great. So I think it's close, but it's not that great. We get a point in that game. We win against Minnesota. We get a point in that game against the Coyotes. And this is a big matchup right here. Check this out. I think we might actually... they could overtake us mathematically, I think, if they have a few more games. We just have more overtime losses. So this is a big game. Let's see if we can win it. We get a loss in regulation. That's no good. Last game of the season. Let's see what the standings look like. And I gotta edit my scouting assignment. We'll do QMJHL. I think we've kind of been neglecting. We've been neglecting defensemen for a while. So we'll just do it for a month. So, okay, we're up to this last day. We are simulated up to it. So it'll be okay, we have clinched a spot, but they're 42-6, and we're 41-9. So it depends on how many games they have left. Because if they just get, one more point, then they tie us. So let's just win. Okay, let's do the whole team meeting and just win our last game. Let's just win our last game. Should be proud of this accomplishment. We made the playoffs. Okay, cool. Actual roster players this time are getting excited. Remember, we also have Glendenning scratch, so he can come up as well if we ever have any problems there. Let's see if we win it. We get a shootout loss. That could be enough to keep us at 2nd. No, it's not. So they overtake us because they get a win. But we're going to face them, so it's not really a big deal. But, it's just pride. It's just pride. We didn't have the best year, but I think we're better as a team now than we were. Some people might disagree, but I think, trading away a scratched player and a goalie who's a backup for a better goalie and a player that we can potentially sign in the future who's going to be really good, I think we won out in the trades. We could have made more trades. We could have got Parise. But, can't always, you can't always do that, so come on. I thought I did one more day. I was mad. Okay, so we're up to this day. I'll do the team meeting just to make sure I don't forget it. I just hate how slow this game is. It makes me so mad sometimes. Baloo and Dano are really pumped about it. And I will go into league settings right here on camera, show you guys. We are doing, where is it? Injuries are on. And then if we go to gameplay settings, they should be in injury occurrence. Yeah, so it is turned on. So it's at low. I don't want like a million injuries, but they are on. So we are in the playoffs and they are on. So next episode, we will be taking on the San Jose Sharks for the first round of the playoffs, and I think we'll be okay. We can go ahead and actually look at the stats for the year real quick, and then we can look at their team. But as for right now, oh, I don't want to do that. I just want to do player stats. Let's see who did what. And it looks like McDavid is up at a 94. So let's see, 85 points in 82 games. That's awesome. Good job, McDavid. And you know, I feel like as we progress and maybe Draisaitl will get better, we could give him a better winger than Eberle right now. Eberle is doing well though, 69 points in 82 games. That's not bad. 71 points for Taylor Hall. I would like Hall to get a little bit more points. 34 goals for Eberle as the most on the team. I feel like Eberle and Hall are totally capable of getting 40 plus. So, that's a little disappointing. Henrique doing awesome on the third line. Is a minus though. Draisaitl's a minus, but had a decent year. Bracco is doing amazing. Probably on that power play, honestly, but he is a minus. So off the power play, he's not doing very well. Defensively, that is. But he's not. He's a decent defensive player for a playmaker. But he's more a shooter. Little an okay year. He has been underperforming, like he said. So whatever. Glendening always leads our team at this point, 38 points. That's not too bad. He, 2 away from 40. That's not bad, and he's even. We get down here, and you guys can just kind of check it out yourself. So almost 20 points per day. So he has kind of turned it around. He's a little bit of a minus. I feel like next year will be his real year. Maybe he's 88 plus next year. We can have him in the top 2 or something like that. Rupert had a decent year. Actually, never mind. For some reason, I was thinking it was Manberg. Yeah, Rupert did not have that great of a year at 87 overall. I know he's got good defensive awareness, not the best shooting category. Actually, yeah, he's more of a defensive guy, so I'm not going to be too mad at him. He's 87 overall and can play on the third line, so we could think about that as well and put Henrique maybe up on the second line, Wenberg up on the third line. Let me know lines. And Glendening had a good year for 62 games. As that. So let's go ahead and see the goaltenders. This will be a nice little sample size for Mrazek, but Booth should have a decent, and look at this. 2.29 and 0.93 basically. So Mrazek's back to that. That's fine with me. That's totally fine with me. I know the goals against could be a little bit better, but that's totally fine with me. He's a consistent goaltender. He's a little bit above average, consistent goaltender. I'm fine with it. 15 games played, 7-4-3. And Booth, Booth will be better next year. He'll get better. He's got the thing with goalies that they grow stat by stat. So, some stats are going to be way low, some are going to be way high. So even though his overall is kind of higher, he's probably right around like an 80 overall to like an 82 in like overall round good, well-rounded goalie. He's not well-rounded yet. That's the point I'm trying to make. Mrazek, more well-rounded, more consistent as a player. So let's go to play game. We're not going to actually play the game. We're just going to go into the game and check out the lines for the San Jose Sharks. And we did face them. We faced them a lot in this GM mode, actually. Options. View opponents. So an 83 on the first line. So Hurdle, Pavelski, and Glodobin. Got a good shooting category. He's a playmaker. Decent passing. Second line is Wingles, Couture, and Hoodler. Hoodler's a great player. I like him. I miss him on the wings. Tierney, who is doing awesome in the playoffs. Holt and Goudreau. And then Chartier. They have Brouwer, who is always a good player, good physical category. I like him a lot. And Schoborn, which I think a lot of these guys we saw last year. Let's see if their defense is still similar. Vlasic. And then Roy. Look at Roy, this guy, this offensive defenseman. Not the best shooting category for he looks kind of like Sean Day's shooting category, except his slap shot's better. Defense is great, 97 defensive awareness. That's going to be tough. They still have Brent Burns. They have an amazing team. Reinhardt, let's see if he's been doing... Oh, it's showing the playoffs, dang. You know, he was a bust for us. We decided to trade him away. Then they have Yan. Okay, they're really gunning for the cup this year defensively, and obviously the defensive defenseman, offensive defenseman, two-way, offensive and two-way. So their chemistry's got to be pretty good on this team. Who do they have in goal? Reimer and Jones. So Reimer's a little higher up than Jones at this point, but I think they have anybody good scratched? Brendan Dillon and Justin Braun, who Justin Braun has been awesome in these playoffs, in real life, that is. I think we can outscore them. It's going to be tough, especially with a 97 defensive awareness defender, you know, because at the end of the day, yeah, we have a 93, 94 overall center, but sometimes I would often trade that for like a 90 plus defenseman, because that's just so good. That's awesome. And he'll score some goals, stuff like that. Jeremy Roy, depending on where is he from? Canada, so it's probably Wah. Yeah, so they're a good team, but I think we'll be okay. What do you guys think? Let me know. Oh yeah, I do want to exit the game. Let me know down in the comments below what you think the line should be, if you think the trades were good, what you would have done differently, and who we should look for in the draft, and last but not least, who we should do in the next GM mode, because we might get through this year and not make it to 1,000. And we could, depending on how fast I put these out, it could be a whole nother year, because I don't want to just stop in the middle of the year. I'll finish the year out for you guys as Edmonton. So if next year by trade deadline video we get to 1,000, I'm not going to just stop. We're going to go and try to gun for the cup. You know what I mean? So that'll be a lot of fun. So let me know all those things down below. Make sure to send me your fan art, if you have it, to y4turbo@gmail.com, @y4turbo on Twitter, or send it to me on Facebook, facebook.com/y4turbo. All fan art is appreciated. I don't care if you have MS Paint, if you just send me a picture of the Oilers and it says Y4Turbo rules over it, or if it says Y4Turbo sucks, or Eberle sucks, or Lindholm sucks, or you should have traded this guy, or if you're gunning for the Sharks in the series, doesn't matter. I would love to see it, and I'll put it in the video. Make sure to comment down below. Like if you liked, subscribe if you dug it, and we will see you next time out on the playoffs ice.